Hello, my friends. Good evening. The time right now is 11:33 p.m., so we're getting close to midnight, and I'm starting a live stream. We're going to be talking about international issues, okay? International issues, very important, and I'm going to explain everything here, and also I want to hear your thoughts as we move forward, okay? So this is a channel where I share my views on social and political issues, but I also want to learn from you what your thoughts are. And so if you are here, please participate in the live chat. Make sure that you subscribe and also hit the like button and share this video with your friends, family members, and your neighbors. My friends, let's get started. But before that, I want to recognize the friends we have here. We have Steve, we have Frank, we have Kay, excuse me, we have Bree, we have Steven, and we have Evelyn. Everyone's here, and more will be joining soon. So great to see you all, my friends. So wonderful. Let's get started. My friends, something has to be done about Maduro. Nicolas Maduro, something has to be done about this dictator. In this day and age, my friends, no country should suffer under a ruthless dictator who hurts his own people. That's right. We're talking about Nicolas Maduro, the dictator of Venezuela, ruthless dictator, and he hurts his own people. He hurts the people of his own country. As the leader, he should be taking care of the Venezuelans, but he doesn't do that. And his own people, the Venezuelans, are sick and tired of Maduro. My friends, something has to be done. Now, I understand that people have mixed opinions about U.S. involvement in other countries, U.S. involvement, in this case, in and around Venezuela. Americans have mixed opinions. And I get that. And people get very, very concerned whenever we talk about a foreign country. People get very concerned because many Americans do not want the United States to get involved in battles, in conflicts. Now, I get that. In international conflict. My friends, it's very clear. People don't want our military to be involved in foreign battles. People don't want our military to go and get involved in conflicts in other countries. Now, people talk about the term regime change, and they say, we don't want to be involved in regime change. You've probably heard that before, right? Many Americans say, oh, we don't want, you talk about Venezuela and you say, oh, we got military buildup close to Venezuela, and people will immediately react and they'll say, we don't want regime change. We don't want to be in the business of regime change. Listen, I completely understand that. I understand people's thoughts. I understand people's concerns. I understand that a lot of people want the United States to withdraw from foreign entanglements. They want the US government to focus on domestic issues only. I get it. I get it. What happens is people look at history and people think of the war in Iraq, the Iraq war, and they say, oh, that was a mistake. We lost so much. We lost our military service members. People got badly injured. We lost a lot of money spending money on those on those conflicts, on that war, the Iraq war. And So people immediately have a reaction. They say, we don't want any of that. No more foreign entanglements, no more military conflicts, no more troop deployment. They think about the Iraq war and they say, no, 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 no regime change. I understand that, but you got to understand my viewpoint also, which is not only my viewpoint, but the viewpoint of a lot of people. And that is, we cannot completely withdraw from the world. Okay? Now, let me be very clear. I don't want wars. Period. I don't want wars. I don't want wars anywhere. I don't want military conflicts anywhere, whether we are involved or not. I don't want any country fighting some other entity. We want peace around the world. Absolutely. But as the United States, as the global superpower, as the most powerful country in the world, we cannot completely withdraw from the world. We cannot just wake up one day and say, you know what? We're done interacting with other countries. We're not going to be doing anything with any country. We're just going to be completely in isolation. We're going to live our lives and grow our own food and that's all we will do. We're not interacting with foreign countries anymore. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. We have to do trade. We have to do different interactions, and we also have to militarily stay involved. Now, staying involved militarily doesn't mean being involved in a war. It means having the strong relationship with our allies to send a message to our adversaries that we are strong and that we are ready should a troop deployment be needed, should the deployment of military assets be needed, should a crisis arise, we are ready to tackle it. We're ready to address it. So we have to show our readiness to the whole world. Okay? I hope you agree with me thus far. I hope you do. So, my friends, we cannot completely withdraw from the world, and we have to stay involved, okay? Being in isolation, it's not realistic. But you have to understand also that if we withdraw, what happens if the United States suddenly decides we're withdrawing our troops from all over the world, we're bringing them home, we're not going to have any military footprint anywhere in the world, we're closing our bases around the world, we're just going to completely go into isolation. What happens if we do that? Our adversaries will step in, our enemies will step in, and they will gain power. If we cut off our ties with other countries, then our enemies will gain more power. We have to stay involved in the world. And that might sometimes mean some military involvement. That's right. We have to stay militarily involved. It doesn't mean going into war. It means staying alert. It means having military footprint in bases around the world. It means doing joint military exercises with our allies, and so on and so forth. Okay? It doesn't mean going into wars, but we have to stay involved. Now, in the case of Venezuela, this is an issue that affects us directly. We cannot allow drug traffickers to cause harm to the American people. We can never do that. We cannot allow other countries to hurt our people. We cannot allow the cartels to send drugs into our country. The cartels must be defeated. The drug traffickers must be defeated. We cannot just sit back and watch our people being hurt by the cartels, by the drug traffickers. We have to take action, and if that requires destroying boats and vessels filled with drugs, then so be it. We're gonna take action. If our military identifies a vessel, a boat filled with drugs that are meant to cause harm to the American people, then our military is going to take action, should take action to destroy the drug boat, to destroy the drug traffickers, to destroy the network, the entire network. Do you agree with me, my friends? Rochester is saying true. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with what I just said? If you believe in America first, that means Americans first. That means we have to protect the American people. If that means that we have to send our military to destroy drug boats, then yes, we have to do that. We have to do that. Tommy Brown's here. Tommy Brown, thank you. Steve says, yes, I agree. Evelyn says, America first. Kay Cooper says, TTTT. Susie Thompson, thank you so much. Thanks so much, my friends. So, Americans first, America first means whatever action is necessary to protect our homeland, to protect our people. Whatever actions are necessary, we have to do it. If that means that the U.S. military is going to be destroying drug boats one after another, then that needs to be done. We have the resources, we have the technology. If there are boats full of drugs, transporting drugs to cause harm to the American citizens, then our military should use whatever resources they have to destroy those boats, to destroy the network and the people involved in that network. My friends, this guy, Nicolas Maduro, he's a ruthless man, a brutal dictator. Nicolas Maduro hurts the people of his own country. If he is hurting the people of his own country, imagine what this guy can do to Americans. Nicolas Maduro has no love for the people of his own country. The people of Venezuela are suffering because of their own leader, a leader who basically is in power unfairly. Do you think Nicolas Maduro was fairly, impartially, properly elected? Do you think he's in power because there's democracy in Venezuela and the people exercised their democratic rights and went and voted for Maduro? Do you think that's how this guy is in power? He's a dictator. He's holding on to power. He's not going to let that power go. And he wants to probably wants to be a dictator for life, while innocent Venezuelans are suffering. Innocent Venezuelans are suffering. My friends, Nicolas Maduro is not some kind of a father figure in Venezuela. If you read history, you'll find that, countries can sometimes have leaders who are seen as father figures, like a very benevolent leader, a kind-hearted leader who takes care of his own people. He views the people of his country as children and feels like a father figure taking care of children with kindness in the heart, is ready to do anything for the people of his country. That is not Maduro. Maduro is not that kind of a benevolent leader, a kind-hearted leader, a father figure. No, he's not. Nicolas Maduro this guy is a troublemaker. And that's a light word, actually, troublemaker. It is a light word. Okay? We can use stronger language than that. And he's actually a troublemaker for the whole world. My friends, Nicolas Maduro must be defeated. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Why don't you write it in the live chat, my friends? Why don't you write it? Why don't you write Maduro must be defeated? Go ahead. Go ahead. Maduro must be defeated. Write that in the live chat. Maduro must be defeated. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so very much for all your support. Tommy Brown says yes. I mean, some people might say, "Oh, Maduro is in his own country. Why do we worry about him?" Do you think Maduro is just minding his own business? I mean, does he seem to be a guy who's just taking care of things in Venezuela and he's minding his own business? No, Maduro, while in Venezuela, he's trying to destroy our country, the United States of America. He's trying to destroy American lives with those drugs, okay? And we cannot allow that to happen, so Maduro must be defeated. And you know what? You don't have to listen to me, okay? If you don't want to listen to me, you don't have to. Nikki is saying Maduro rigged elections. He's evil. Look, Nikki is writing that. Nikki, I'm not saying it. You got to listen to Nikki. Nikki is saying Maduro rigged elections. He's evil. That's right. He's evil. How do you think he's holding on to power? Through fair elections, you think so? My friends, Maduro must be defeated. And you don't have to listen to me. Because, you know, some of you may be asking, hey, Tausif, you're not Venezuelan. How do you know? My friends, you have to talk to Venezuelans. There are people from Venezuela in the United States. There are people who came from Venezuela legally to the United States. I'm not talking about the Venezuelans who crossed the southern border illegally. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the legal immigrants from Venezuela. I'm talking about people who are originally from Venezuela, but they are now US citizens. They are living in this country. They are working in this country. They are contributing to the growth and success of the United States. They are American citizens, but originally they are from Venezuela. Why don't you find people like that and ask them? Ask them. If you find someone in Venezuela who's someone in the United States who's originally from Venezuela, maybe has family in Venezuela still, then talk to them, ask them, hey, what do you think about Maduro? Is he a good leader? Is he governing in a very nice manner? Is he helping the people of Venezuela? Is Venezuela thriving with Maduro in power? Is Venezuela doing great? Is there tremendous economic growth? Are human rights being protected with Maduro in power? Why don't you ask those questions to people who are in the US but originally from Venezuela and they have family back there? I mean, you can meet someone who was probably born and raised in Venezuela, then came to the US, maybe has sister in Venezuela, maybe has parents in Venezuela, friends. Talk to people like that and ask them, hey, what do you think about Maduro? And they will tell you what a nightmare it is. What a nightmare it is living in Venezuela under Maduro's dictatorship. Human rights are being violated. There are all kinds of crimes. Freedom of speech isn't there anymore. Do you think there's freedom of speech in Venezuela? Do you think people can openly criticize Maduro? Do you think people can write columns in the newspaper criticizing Maduro's policies? What happens to people who criticize Maduro openly in Venezuela? Well, what do you think happens to them? Do you think Maduro takes those criticisms into account and says, "Oh, the people of my country, they're demanding some change. Oh, they're advocating for some different policies. Maybe I should take that into consideration and do accordingly. Follow the will of the people." Do you think Maduro is doing that? Tell me why don't you answer me? Go ahead. Answer that question. Do you think Maduro cares about the will of the people? All is saying, thank you, brother. God bless you. Thanks so much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. Like my friends, in the United States, we can criticize the government. And that's actually one of the most important things that we're able to do. Because in a free country, you can criticize the leaders. You can criticize the elected officials. Okay, whether you are a Democrat voter criticizing a Republican elected official, whether you are a Republican voter criticizing a Democrat elected official, whether you're a Democrat voter and you're criticizing a Democrat president, people do that, right? I mean, there are Democrat voters who criticize Democrat officials in office. There are Republican voters who criticize Republican officials in office. Whatever. I mean, you're able to freely exercise your freedom of speech. You can write columns, you can do videos, you can write letters to editors, which I do. You can write op-eds, which I do. You can peacefully protest. You can hold banners and signs demanding change. You can publish videos on social media criticizing a political figure, criticizing a particular policy. We are able to do that freely without fear because we live in the greatest country in the world where we have freedom of speech. Now, of course, we always have to protect our freedom of speech because freedom has to be protected. Our Constitution has to be protected. And so we always have to do that. But think about the people in Venezuela. Think about these people. Do you think, let me ask you this. Can a Venezuelan citizen write 200 words criticizing Maduro and send it to a newspaper as a letter to the editor? What do you think is going to happen to that person? You got to understand that Nicolas Maduro has crushed freedom. All that is left is dictatorship, the reign of fear. People are afraid to talk. People are afraid to say anything against Nicolas Maduro. The Venezuelan people are in tremendous pain. They're suffering. Now you may say, oh, that's internal issues of Venezuela. Why do we care? We're not the police of the world. Why do we care what Maduro is doing in Venezuela? That's their issue. We should stay out of it. I get it. I get your point. Trust me, I understand. But Maduro is trying to hurt America. Maduro is not just busy doing whatever he is doing in his own country. He is trying to hurt the United States of America. He's trying to hurt our people, our fellow citizens. So, my friends, if you want to protect America, if you want to protect Americans, Maduro must be defeated. The Venezuelan people are hungry for freedom. And the United States must also stop the flow of drugs. The United States must take action to destroy this network of drug trafficking and stop the flow of drugs and defeat the cartels and defeat the drug traffickers. And so, what is my viewpoint? You want to hear that, right? What is my viewpoint? I'm going to tell you. By the way, you look at the poll, the question is, the people of Venezuela are suffering under the dictatorship of Nicolas Maduro. Do you agree? And majority says yes. It's an open poll. You can see the results there. You don't have to listen to me. When I say the people of Venezuela are suffering under the dictatorship of Nicolas Maduro, you may say, Toss, if you're making stuff up, we don't want to listen to you. Well, I've got a poll. You can look at the poll results. The people of Venezuela are suffering under the dictatorship of Nicolas Maduro. Do you agree? And majority so far has said yes. Yes, they agree that the Venezuelan people are suffering under the dictatorship of brutal Nicolas Maduro. So, what do I want to see happening? If you want to ask me that question, it's fair. You can just say, Tassif, okay, we'll listen to you for almost half hour, 28 minutes now. You've said a lot of things. We understand Nicolas Maduro is a bad guy. He's hurting the people of his own country. He's trying to hurt America. So what do we do? What would you like to see happen? What would you like to see being done? I'll give you that answer. I would be happy to see our President Donald J. Trump. My friends, as an American citizen, as a proud American, I would love to see President Donald J. Trump taking action and doing something about this brutal dictator, Nicolas Maduro. Address this issue. We cannot allow Maduro to hurt our country. So I would love to see President Trump taking strong action, whatever is necessary to deal with this problem. Do you agree with me? Evelyn says Trump. Absolutely. Absolutely, my friends. Tell me, do you agree with me? Thank you so very much. Good to see you all. Good to see you. Rochester says yes. Thank you. Thank you, my friends. Sam is saying 100%. Evelyn says agreed. Tommy Brown says yes. Kay Cooper says yes. Lots of support. Thank you, my friend. So, the Trump administration, and you're going to love this, what I'm about to tell you now. Listen to this. You're going to love this. Bree is saying yes, yes, yes. That's 3 yeses. Thank you, Bree. Our friend Bree from Michigan. Please say hello to Bree. Bree is a freedom-loving American from the wonderful state of Michigan. And it's a state that Donald Trump won in 2024, okay? For anyone who has forgotten, for anyone who doesn't remember the electoral map, okay? Remember, our friend Bree lives in Michigan, and that is a state that overwhelmingly voted for Donald J. Trump in 2024. So we are eternally grateful to Michigan for delivering the victory. And of course, Wisconsin too, the state that I'm in. I'm a Wisconsinite. I'm a proud Wisconsinite, and we have also voted for Donald J. Trump. So did Pennsylvania and many other states. So, hey, we can never forget that. We can never forget the victory. And so, coming back to what we are talking about now, what is President Trump going to do? We're looking at President Trump, and we can ask the question, Mr. Trump, our great president, our leader, what are you going to do about this problem? How do we stop Nicolas Maduro? My friends, I got good news for you. The Trump administration has mobilized, and you're going to love this. You're going to love this. So, are you ready? Are you ready? You're going to love this. The Trump administration has mobilized military assets in the region. Manuel says, America first. Absolutely. Rumi is asking, did you vote for Trump? Absolutely, I voted for Trump. Who else would I vote for on the presidential ticket? Absolutely. Not just in 2024. I voted for Trump in 2016. I voted for Trump in 2020. I voted for Trump in 2024. Absolutely. Thanks for asking that question. I did vote for Trump. I mean, do I have to answer the question? You can look at my hat. The greatest hat in the world. Okay? If you have any question about this hat, if you want to know what this hat is, I don't have to answer that question. All I'm going to say is, this is the greatest hat in the world. Okay? Then you may ask, like, okay, what do you mean by in the world? Let me be very clear. This is the greatest hat on planet Earth. Not because of the material, not because of, the color or the font or the shape or the size. Not because of the style. I mean, it's a beautiful hat, no doubt. But the thing that makes this hat the greatest hat in the world is the message that you can read, the message on the hat. 4 words. 4 words that express a very important message. Make America great again. That's what we believe. Thank you so very much, my friends. And this is made in the United States of America. That's right. Made in the USA. My friends, I got to remind you, if you're watching this, please subscribe. I would appreciate that very much. Your support means a lot. It doesn't cost you any money. You just hit the subscribe button. Okay? I have more to talk about. Do not go anywhere. In case you're thinking, oh, he's asking for support and subscription means he must be ending it. No. I got a lot more to talk about. Do not go anywhere. Stay here, my friends. The Trump administration has mobilized military assets in the region. U.S. warships have been mobilized in the Caribbean. That is right. U.S. warships have been mobilized in the Caribbean. And so, what did Venezuela do in response? I shouldn't say Venezuela. It's really Maduro and his regime, okay? When I say what did Venezuela do in response, it seems like, oh, it's the Venezuelan people collectively doing something. No, the Venezuelan people are oppressed. They're suffering because of dictator Maduro. So let me ask you, what do you think the Maduro regime did? What did the Maduro regime do in response? The Trump administration has mobilized military assets in the region. U.S. warships have been mobilized. So what do you think the Maduro regime, what do you think I mean, how do you think the Maduro regime reacted to this? Here's what happened. Nicolas Maduro, also deployed military units and started to build up assets. Maduro is probably thinking that the United States of America wants to remove him from power. Well, here's what I will tell you. I think the people of Venezuela would like to see Maduro removed from power. I think the Venezuelan people, the people of Maduro's own country, would like to see Maduro depart from power, not be in power anymore. America first. I see that comment. Yeah, I see America first. So the big question is, here's the big question, and you can try to answer it. Don't think it's just me talking in front of the camera. I'm going to ask some questions, and you can try to answer those questions. Share your thoughts with me, okay? Share your opinion. What will the United States do? Will the United States of America do ground operations in Venezuela? All right, that's an important question. If you want to hear it again, I'll repeat. Will the United States of America do ground operations in Venezuela? Tell me. Tell me, my friends. Share with me your thoughts. Will the United States of America do ground operations in Venezuela? Stephen is saying yes. And David is saying no. Tommy Brown is saying no. Let me read some more comments. Gary is saying no. And somebody else is saying yes, of course. Okay. Another viewer is saying Trump knows best. Yeah, okay. So let Trump make the decision. Anyone else? Would you like to answer? Would you like to answer? Go ahead. Will the United States of America do ground operations in Venezuela? My friends, I'm going to tell you at this point, this is a question that we do not have an answer to. We don't know the answer. There's no way to know. But what we do know is that the American military assets are in the region. And we're the best in the world. Can we just acknowledge, can we just pause for a little bit and acknowledge the fact that we are the most powerful military in the world? Will you please write that in the live chat? The US, let me just write it. The US military is the most powerful in the world. I'm going to write that. The US military is the most powerful in the world. Will you please write that as well if you believe it. The US military is the most powerful in the world. Kay Cooper is saying USA best in the universe. Absolutely, Kay. Our friend Kay Cooper said it. USA best in the universe. Go ahead. Let me know your thoughts, and I have more to talk about. Okay, I'm also going to write my website and my email address here, so people can send me email. You can email me questions if you like. Let me pin the message to the top of the chat screen. Okay. Well, you can email me questions. You can email me your thoughts. You can email me, your viewpoints if you want. It's up to you. So we don't know if the United States will do ground operations in Venezuela. But the American military assets are in the region, and we know, and the world knows, that our military assets are the best in the world. We're the most powerful, we're the strongest military anywhere. Now, I'm going to share with you one more piece of information, and it's going to really surprise you. It's going to really surprise you. But before I get to that, I want to ask one question. Do we have military service members or veterans here in the live chat? Are you a veteran? Are you currently serving in the military? If so, let me know, because we want to thank you for your service. We always have to do that. My friends, we're talking about Venezuela. We're talking about, national security, international relations. But we always have to thank our veterans. We always have to thank our active duty service members. Let's see. Tommy Brown is saying that his dad was a Navy SEAL. Well, Tommy Brown, thank you to your father for his service. Anyone else? Anyone else? Veterans here? Let's just say thank you, veterans. I'm going to write that. Thank you, veterans. All right. I'm going to share with you some news that is going to surprise you. You're going to be very happy, and you're going to feel very confident that whatever President Trump is doing, it's the right decision. Whatever Secretary of War Pete Heck said, by the way, we have a great Secretary of War. Whatever he's doing, it's a great decision. It's the right decision. I see Salerno is here. Hello, Salerno. Thanks for being here, Salerno. All right. So, my friends, you may have heard that the USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group entered the U.S. Southern Command area of responsibility. We're talking about the USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group that has entered the Southern Command area of responsibility. Have you ever seen a video of the USS Gerald Ford carrier strike group? There's no way for me to explain it to you. You have to look at a video out in the ocean when the USS Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group is moving. All those ships. Oh my God, what a scene. You are going to have to watch that video. You're going to have to watch that video. There's so much of strength in our military. And my friends, there's nothing that compares to American firepower. We are the strongest. We are the best. Our military is number one. And when you see USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group, it's a massive, massive strike group. Truly amazing. And you just have to look at all the information, look at a video. You got to look at a video, my friends. USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group. This is, for those who don't know, this is Pentagon's largest aircraft carrier. Okay? Hold on a second. The Pentagon's largest aircraft carrier, USS Gerald R. Ford, and its strike group arrived in the Latin American region, and this happened on Tuesday. So this is, well, we're technically into Friday now because we're past midnight. But this happened this week. Okay? So we have developments taking place that's really strengthening our military presence in the U.S. Southern Command area. Okay? And I'll let you look at the video yourself whenever you have some time, okay? Not right now, but after you are done watching this live stream. Give me a second here now. By the way, anyone on X? Are you on X? You can find me on X. Formerly known as Twitter. You can find me on X, and you can follow me, connect with me on X, send me a message there. Okay. We're going to make a change here now. Kay Cooper is a strong supporter of our military. Thank you, Kay. We're going to do a little bit of customization now on this video, on this live stream. All right, there you go. 3, 2, 1. How's that? How's that? How's that, my friends? We want you to participate in the live chat very, very actively. Please participate in the live chat. Make sure that you subscribe. Wait for a minute, and then you can write comments. Because I have turned on, actually by popular demand, I've turned on the subscriber-only mode, which is truly an excellent option because we want to keep the conversation meaningful, you know? We want to have a conversation in the live chat, but we have to have a meaningful conversation. If there are folks who are writing irrelevant things, things that are not social political issues, things that are just completely unrelated, okay, it's going to disrupt the live chat. And so I have turned on the subscriber only mode, and I can better read your comments now. So I hope you appreciate that decision. All right. Yeah, you can still comment. You just have to subscribe and wait for a minute, which is nothing. You can do that very easily. So my friends, there's nothing that compares to American firepower. And if Venezuela thinks that they are tough, if Venezuela thinks that they can challenge the United States of America, if Venezuela thinks that they will do, by Venezuela I mean the Maduro regime, not the people of Venezuela. The people of Venezuela are suffering. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the Maduro regime. If Maduro regime thinks that they're tough, if Maduro regime thinks that they can do whatever they want, if Maduro regime thinks that they can challenge the United States and we're not going to do anything, they are wrong. My friends, we have the resources to show the Maduro regime how strong we are, how tough we are. And of course, let's be very clear. We don't want to take military action unless it is absolutely needed. We don't want to take military action casually, but only when it is absolutely needed. Then, yes, we must take military action. When it is absolutely needed, when there's no other option left, yes, we have to take military action. At this point, I think whatever the Trump administration is doing is very necessary. He's got a great team. He's got a great cabinet. He himself, our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, the 45th president and the 47th president. And then he's got a great Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. He's got an amazing Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. And he has so many other people as part of his team. And day and night, every second of every day, they are working to make America greater again, greater than ever before. Make America strong again, make America healthy again, make America wealthy again, make America safe again, and of course, great again. And so, whatever the Trump administration is doing with regard to Venezuela is very necessary. We have a military for a reason, my friends. We have a military for a reason. We want to protect our country. We want to keep Americans safe. And the military is doing exactly that. And also, you have to keep one thing in mind, my friends. As the most powerful country in the world, we do have a moral responsibility to take action for making the world a better place, for making the world a more peaceful place. We do have the moral responsibility to alleviate pain and to spread prosperity, to show the world the right path, to spread peace. That is what Donald Trump is trying to do. He is the peacemaker. He stopped 8 wars. He's going to stop the 9th one, which is the challenging one, the Ukraine-Russia war. But I know that President Trump has in his mind effective strategies to make sure that the Ukraine-Russia war comes to an end, because President Trump wants to save lives, and we want to save lives. We want the world to be a more peaceful place, no fighting, no armed conflicts. But if somebody challenges the United States of America like the Maduro regime did, we have every resource. We have all the assets we need to take military action, to protect our country and to keep Americans safe. My friends, the people of Venezuela are desperate for freedom. They want freedom. And if they want to be free from this ruthless regime of Maduro, if they want to be free from the ruthless regime of Maduro, It is the same Maduro regime that is also trying to hurt the American people. Then shouldn't we take action to defeat Maduro? The people of Venezuela are suffering because of Maduro. It's the same Maduro regime that is trying to hurt the Americans also. And so, shouldn't we take action to defeat Maduro? Share with me your thoughts. Shouldn't we take action to defeat Maduro, my friends? What do you think? Salerno is saying absolutely. Thank you, Salerno. Tommy Brown is saying yes. Thank you, Tommy Brown. Helena is here. Hello, Helena. I want to get your thoughts on this matter. Do you think the United States should take action to defeat Maduro? Kay Cooper says, yes, we should. And my friends, I want you to pay attention to Kay Cooper's answer. Kay Cooper says, yes, we should. But there's something different about Kay's answer. Kay has used a lot of emphasis. Kay has used bold letters, capital letters to write, yes, we should. Yes, we should. There's emphasis there. There's determination in Kay Cooper's answer. Kay Cooper is 100% confident. She's saying, yes, we should. Thank you, Kay. Kay understands the importance of America first. Kay understands the importance of protecting our people by defeating the cartels, the drug traffickers, and the Maduro regime. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much, my friends. I want to get your thoughts on that. Other people. All right. Do you have any questions for me? Any questions you want to ask me? Go right ahead. We're almost 1 hour into the live stream. I'm happy to answer questions. Go ahead and ask me questions. Helena is asking about the 2026 midterm analysis. Helena, I'm going to do that very soon. I'm going to do that analysis very soon, so stay tuned for that. Evelyn's asking, when are you running for governor of Wisconsin? What a great question, Evelyn. Evelyn, I'm not running in 2026. Okay, the gubernatorial election is coming up in Wisconsin. Several candidates from both sides have announced they're running. I'm not running in 2026, Evelyn. That's all I can tell you. Who knows what the future has? I'm not running in 2026, but we don't know what the future has. So stay tuned for that. Evelyn is saying, I will have expectations, Tassif. Well, thank you, Evelyn. You're such a wonderful friend. Evelyn from Las Vegas, we truly appreciate Evelyn, a great supporter of this community, a freedom-loving American. And Evelyn is from a state that is slowly, slowly, slowly turning red, Nevada. Thank you, Evelyn. Everyone say hi to Evelyn. Say hello to Evelyn, a freedom-loving American. Evelyn says, greet me. Yes, everyone, say hello to our friend Evelyn. Jesus is here. Hello, Jesus. Good to see you. Murray. Oh, Murray is back. Murray, good to see you. Murray is asking me something about being an immigrant. Uh, you mean being a legal immigrant? Yes, I am a legal immigrant. I'm a naturalized American citizen. So I'm very fortunate. I am blessed to be an American. Any more questions for me, my friends? Go ahead, ask me. Evelyn is asking, do I have any pets? No, I don't. I don't. Um, I don't have any pets. No. Okay, let's get to know everyone. Where is everyone from? That's the question I'm going to ask you now. Where's everyone from? Just write the state that you're from. I know Kay is from Texas. I know Evelyn is from Nevada. I know Frank is from Florida. And I know some others here. And there are friends who are from outside the U.S. Tommy Brown is from Colorado. Let's see. Where is everyone from? Pedro is from Texas. Stevens from Southern Illinois. Anyone else? You want to share where you are from? Bree is from Michigan. We know that, Bree. We were just talking about Michigan. Thank you, Bree. Bree is a great friend from Michigan. Who has not yet liked the video? Anyone here who has not hit the like button? Who has not hit the like button? Anyone here? Wow, more than 200 people watching. Bree says I hit like. Thank you. Zebra hit dislike. Okay. Someone's asking, do you want to be an American? I am an American. I'm a naturalized US citizen, so I am an American already. Evelyn's asking, is it cold up there in Wisconsin? It's not so cold right now, Evelyn, which is kind of surprising because usually around this time in November, it gets to be quite cold, not so much today, not so much in recent days. We've had some snow, but the snow went away. All right. Bree says Tosif is a great American. Thank you, Bree. Steve lives in Georgia, but originally from West Virginia. Well, both are wonderful states. Steve, Georgia and West Virginia. Pedro is asking if there's going to be a war with Venezuela. We don't know that, Pedro. We don't know that. We do not know that. You know, so taking strong military action would be one thing. It doesn't necessarily indicate war because war is a very strong word. It has a very strong meaning. So I would be happy to see President Trump taking strong action against Maduro, but is that going to lead to a war? I don't know. I don't know what actions President Trump will take, but I do know so far what we know. So far, we have seen that President Trump has done everything properly with regard to this Maduro issue. You know, I think the important point over here, Pedro, is that the Venezuelan people want Maduro to be removed. Okay. So it's not like where you're dealing with a problem where there's a dictator or a leader, let's not say dictator, a leader who is extremely supported by his own people. No, that's not the case here. Maduro is really in a very weak position because his own people, the people of his country, Venezuela, they don't like Maduro. They want Maduro to be removed. And then, of course, Maduro, because he's a big troublemaker, he's also challenging the US. And now, because it's no longer Joe Biden in office, now we have a real president, Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is taking action against um, the Maduro regime. So is it going to lead to a war? There's no way for me to tell. We don't want war, but we do want strong action, whether it's economic action, diplomatic action, or whether it's military action, maybe short-term, uh, quick military action, not a full-scale war, but military action can have significant benefits. I mean, you look at what has happened to these drug boats. We used our military resources, and the drug boats were destroyed. So there are ways to um, surgically take action, okay, in a very precise manner. Anyone else here? You want to ask questions? By the way, who has not yet subscribed? Who here has not yet subscribed? Please subscribe and hit the like button. Tommy Brown says Trump #1. That is so correct. Absolutely #1, Donald J. Trump. Bree says, I subscribe. Thank you, Bree. Bree has been a subscriber for a long time. We appreciate Bree being a part of this community. Okay, let me ask you. Who wants to give me some book recommendations? Anyone who wants to give me some book recommendations? What book are you reading right now, my friends? Send me some book recommendations. All right. So, my friends, uh, okay, I see some recommendations. I appreciate that. I'm reading a book on healthcare policy right now. I've had the book for a while, just haven't had a chance to uh, read the whole thing. So I'm reading that. And then I have a book on AI, artificial intelligence, that I'm going to read. And then I have some books on some other subjects, important ones, that I'm going to read. Mostly healthcare policy, but some AI and some, technology. So anyway, my friends, I'm going to end this live stream now. 1 hour, 13 minutes. It was a pleasure to be here and to participate in this discussion with you all. It's a very, very serious subject, undoubtedly. And, we're going to see what happens. But Nicolas Maduro, some action has to be taken against Nicolas Maduro because he's trying to hurt the people of our country, the United States of America. So let's see what President Trump does. My friends, thank you all so very much. May God bless you all. May God bless President Donald J. Trump. May God bless the Trump administration. May God bless the Republicans in Washington. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless our U.S. allies. And may God bless freedom-loving people all over the world. Thank you so very much, my friends. I'm going to be back again very soon. And remember, my friends, together we will make America great again. With that, I'm going to end this live stream. Please stay connected. I'll be back again very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.